Let me talk to you about the $50,000 PenFed Personal Loan. So all of y'all who are interested in this loan, I want you to pay attention, okay? Here are 7 hacks to ace the application without fail. I'm speaking about the personal loan application at PenFed, how to ace the application without fail. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging in the beat, but the rhythms getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about the $50,000 PenFed Personal Loan, okay? Here are a few hacks that you need to implement today if you want to ace the loan application without fail. So when we talk about the $50,000 PenFed loan, this is the maximum. 50,000 is the maximum. So you can be approved for 1,000, 25,000, 10 grand, anything between a 250 or 350 and 50,000. Okay. The first hack is you want to seek pre-approval. You want to systematically seek pre-approval so that your ass does not get denied with a hard pull. See, the cool thing about pre-approval is that you are getting a soft pull and you can protect your credit score. And the other cool thing is that PenFed does allow a soft pull. Okay, so you have many benefits when we talk about a pre-approved loan. Okay, you are able to get the loan with that. First of all, you can see how much you could qualify for, not only in terms of the amounts, but also the APR and the conditions in terms of maturity of the loan. So they kind of give, and PenFed will give you different scenarios, so you have a clear idea of what you could qualify for. Could you qualify for 10,000 payable in 3 years, 25,000 payable in 2 years? 5,000 payable in 5 years and whatnot. You get a constellation of offers, okay? And so pre-approved loans work in a very, very easy way. The thing is, you go to PenFed and you click on check the rate, and you enter you enter information and all that kind of stuff. And basically, based on the information that you have entered and also the archived information about you, PenFed will give you a series of offers. So it works very fantastically, okay? So there are a lot of benefits of pre-approved loans. So this is less work for you, no hits to your credit score, right? You have the opportunity to build credit. You also have the potential for competitive terms, right? This is kind of cool because you have options, right? You have opportunities to consolidate debt, and there could be a great opportunity where, based on the PenFed personal loan that you're looking for, you can get a great rate. Okay, so pre-approved offers from PenFed or any other lender do not affect your credit score. I want to emphasize that because it's kind of funny. We've been hearing a lot of things in the forums, on Reddit, and on our YouTube comment section. People talk about a soft pull would actually hit your credit score. No, it does not. It might show up. It might show up on your credit score. However, it does not reduce your credit score. The 10 points ding, the 5 to 10 point ding that people talk about does not come from pre-approval. So I want to say it. The second hack that you need to pay attention to is your PenFed debts. Yeah, I'm talking to you about your PenFed debts. So you want to limit the number of PenFed credit products you currently have. You want to limit that to 5 or less. Okay, this is important. And Mike, this is for you. I mean, you've been talking about, well, I have PenFed credit cards and mortgages. Well, this is kind of cool. I'm not saying don't get that, but you want to make sure that overall your PenFed credit products are limited to 5, because PenFed looks at you on an aggregate risk basis. They think about, hey, how much is our exposure to this individual, to this household? If something were to happen, how much do we stand to lose? So if you have credit cards, you have mortgages, you have loans, you have lines of credit, you have all kinds of products with PenFed, that's kind of fine as long as you can handle it, right? However, you want to limit those products to 5, okay? And so, so this begs the question, how do I do that? Well, you want to have a strategy in place to reduce your debt. This should be a long-term goal. We're not speaking here about anything short-term though. You want to limit your PenFed debt so that when PenFed looks at your file, they see a lower risk profile on a consolidated basis. Okay, so Mike, Letitia, this is also for you. I want you to really, so your credit cards. So I want you to sit down and list all the credit products you have with PenFed. You want to limit that. You want to limit that. If your goal is to get the $50,000 PenFed personal loan approved, you need to limit your debts with them. So develop a budget to track your expenses. Don't take on more debts, okay? And also pay your bills in full and on time if you can. But the cool thing is on time is more important, because if you can pay only the minimum due, okay, you can do it 1 or 2 months, but overall and in the long run, you want to get into a habit of paying your bills in full and on time, and check your bills carefully, okay? And it's also important to pay off your high interest debts first, because they actually have the bigger impact on your interest payments. You want to reduce the number of credit cards you have, not only with PenFed, but also with other credit card issuers. We know that PenFed has 4 main credit cards, and we tell our viewers to actually have only 2 PenFed credit cards maximum, only 2. Okay, and if there is a way to actually consolidate your debts, do that. So what's the takeaway here? The takeaway, and this is the big decision time. Big decision time. Boss, I'm talking to you. Right now, I want you to pay attention to your PenFed debts, your current PenFed debts. What is their exposure to you? In other words, how much you owe currently. This will affect your ability to be approved for the $50,000 PenFed personal loan. The third thing I want you to do, and this is the third hack. The third hack is your FICO score. So we want to get into a movement where we improve our credit scores systematically. That's the keyword here, systematically. What's the question? How does the FICO score affect your chances? Of course, it has a big impact. I mean, not just for your PenFed loan. Your FICO score is just quintessential. It is the foundation. It is the fulcrum of any credit card or loan application. We know that. This is like credit 101, right? So when you think about your FICO score, there are a lot of ways to actually improve your FICO scores. And don't you fall for those people who razzle dazzle you with, you can improve your FICO score by 100 points in 30 days. This is good. This might be good for a YouTube clickbait sort of video. But in reality, it doesn't happen. I'm just telling you straight. You can't lose weight. You can't lose 20 pounds in 20 days. You can't, no. We got to get into a position where we realize that things take time. Hey. Things take time. Okay? Don't you, I don't want your impatient ass to be around and say, I want things now, and I want things now, and I want things big now. It takes time. Okay, build your FICO score. It takes time. You're not going to get a 100 points bump in 30 days. I don't care who is selling you snake oil. I don't really care. I mean, we got to get to a position where we have to be truthful to people. The truth is hard to hear, but the truth will heal you. Okay, so I'm telling you today that building your FICO score takes time. Pay your credit card balances strategically. Ask for higher limits. You can become an authorized user on somebody else's card. Okay, the bottom line is you got to get into the game, get into movement, have some movements, in and out. That's what builds your credit over time. You can expect a good bump over 90 days. That's a reasonable interval. Okay, and pay your bills on time. Your bills, bill payment accounts for 35% of your FICO score. So this is really important. You want to dispute any credit report errors if you find them. Deal with collections accounts if you have some. I mean, everybody has gone through problems, been there, done that. So if that happens to you, you want to deal with collections account strategically, okay? And the thing is that, get credit for rent and utility payments if you can. We have covered on this show, there are a lot of players out there that actually help you build credit by reporting your rent payments, okay? And you want to add to your credit mix also to sort of bump up your FICO score. So this is a reasonable, effective, and proven strategy to increase your FICO score. The fourth thing I want you to think about is actually your PenFed banking. I'm not just asking you to start your banking relationship with a $5 savings account and $5 checking accounts. No, You cannot expect to have a skinny ass checking account and build your relationship with them. Okay, no, start where you are. I'm not saying $5 doesn't count. I mean, $5 count. $5 is a big first step. But if you're trying to get the $50,000 per PenFed personal loan, you ain't going anywhere with $5. You need to beef up. You need to solidify. You need to buttress your PenFed banking relationship. I'm talking to you. Don't you walk around and just tell me that you didn't hear this. I'm telling you, you need to beef up. You need to get serious here. Get off your ass and beef up your relationship with PenFed. Okay? And we got to get into a position where we're telling PenFed, listen, we are coming to the table, to the negotiating table, and I'm parking that much cash with you. And in return, I want you to look at me favorably in my loan application. In other words, I have a decent FICO score, okay? And basically, I have when I'm talking about having a strong PenFed banking relationship, I'm talking about having a checking account, having a savings account, okay? Having certificates with them. Yeah, certificates are important. Certificates are really, really important. If you have enough cash, open an IRA account also. An IRA, an individual retirement account. See, the whole thing is to go to the negotiating table when you apply for a PenFed personal loan. You want to go to that table in a strong position, okay? And that's why you want to cultivate a good rapport with PenFed, okay? You want to, if you are lucky, if you want to set up direct deposit so that it comes into your pay comes into a PenFed account, that's kind of cool. And you can do this on a partial level or in full level. In other words, you can say, I'm just directing 100% of my net pay into PenFed accounts, or I'm just directing maybe 50% or 25%. But there has to be movement in and out, cash inflows, cash outflows, cash inflows, cash outflows, cash inflows, cash outflows. That's how you play the game, boss. That's how you play the game. So money. What are we talking about? We're talking about boosting our chances of having the $50,000 PenFed personal loan. Okay, and by actually parking some of our cash with the institution, we are boosting our chances of being looked at favorably, of being approved for the $50,000 personal loan. The fifth hack I want to talk to you about is your income. Cause hey, come over here. Hey, listen, here's the bottom line. I'm not saying you need to make a lot of money to get the PenFed loan. However, you need to be in a position where you actually increase your income over time. And this hack is important. The hack is what? The hack says that if you want to apply for a PenFed loan, make sure that you have enough income to cover the loan payments in terms of your DTI. In other words, if you were to add another debt payment to your DTI, will that keep the DTI around 35% or less? This is an important element because PenFed is not going to approve you, or at least will actually ask for more documentation before approving you if your DTI is around 75%. So the question to you is, where is your DTI at right now? Talk to me. Do you even know where your DTI is at? You got to know. You got to know this, So, hey, I'm talking to you and I say, listen, I want you to sit your ass down, and you want to put all your debts in one column and your income sources into another column. And you want to divide your debt payments to your income to see your DTI. You want to be around 35%. 30 to 35% is a great spot to be. It's a good neighborhood to be in. Anything above that, you are in trouble territory. Now, I'm not saying having a higher DTI is bad. It's just that temporarily, and from a credit standpoint, it is risky. Okay, so there are several ways you can actually increase your income, which you should actually. Whether you want to improve your DTI or not, you need to be in a position where you make more money year after year after year. Okay, so you can create a passive income source. You can actually look at modifying your tax withholdings. Maybe they're taking too much money out of your paycheck, so you look at your W-4, so you have your withholdings. Okay, you can ask for a raise or a promotion. at work, you can actually start a side business. Yeah, what's up with that? This works. I mean, start a side business, make more money. You can use your hobbies to your advantage. Do you have a hobby that you can monetize? That's something we need to talk about. Okay, you want to try Uber, you want to try Postmates, you can drive for a rideshare company. You can also even use your car to make extra money with Amazon Flex, or how do you call it, the Walmart Go Local. I mean, there's so many opportunities nowadays in terms of when you have the intersection of electronic commerce, e-commerce, and regular commerce. That intersection creates a bunch of new opportunities. Seize some of those. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Finest, yo, Mr. Killer, and call me señorita. I got me dreaming, my legs up on the ceiling. Oh yeah. I know when he come, he ain't never gonna leave now. Hit it the night running, that's the way I wanna be. So
Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you about the PenFed, the $50,000 PenFed Personal Loan. And the topic on the table today is, what are the hacks that will help you get that loan fast and easy, right? We ain't playing time. We ain't losing time here. We ain't wasting time. We just want to get the loan, get in and get out. So you want to think about your CUR. Now, I understand. What's that? The CUR isn't there for credit cards? Yeah, hold on. Hold your horses. I'm going to break it down for you. Your CUR indeed is part of your credit card utilization. This is your credit utilization. When we talk about CUR, the credit utilization ratio, we are speaking about revolving lines of credits, right? We are speaking about credit cards. However, your CUR has an important impact on your FICO score, which has an important impact on your ability to be approved for the $50,000 PenFed loan, right? Because your CUR accounts for 30% of your FICO score. So it is important. So this is where we see an intersection between credit cards and loans. Did you get that? There is an intersection. Why? Because all of them are credit products. All of them are debts. Any outstanding balance on your credit card is debt, as is a loan that you contract from PenFed or another lender. Okay, so you want to pay down your balance early. If you want to lower your credit utilization ratio, which is something you need to get into, because your CUR should be around the same neighborhood percentage-wise as your DTI, your debt-to-income ratio, where you're speaking about 30 to 35%. This is where the sweet spot is. Okay, you want to pay down your balance early. You want to decrease your spending. Those are things we have talked about before, but they are quintessential. They are fundamental. Okay, you want to pay off your credit card balances with a personal loan if possible, because the CUR is a credit card and revolving line of credit topic. However, it has an impact on your installment loan approval prospects, right? But think also about increasing your credit limits. Yeah, if you can increase your credit limits simultaneously, what you're doing is you are lowering your CUR. You can open a new credit card. You never close unused credit cards unless they are charging you crazily high APRs or they're charging you fees and whatnot. Okay, so credit card. The fulcrum of your credit card strategy should be to lower your CUR systematically. Don't let anybody fool you with something else. No, the strategy here is to lower your CUR by paying off whatever balance you have on a card, and you want to maintain this low CUR in a long term. The last thing I want to talk to you today about is your PenFed membership. Okay. And so your PenFed personal loan, if you want to improve your chances of being approved right away, your membership plays an important role. So the thing is, let's say you just got approved. Okay, you are very happy. PenFed, you don't need any military affiliation to be approved. Nearly everybody can be approved. Okay, and they used to require some military affiliation, but now they are open to everybody. Something that Navy Fed hasn't done yet. Okay, so you want to wait for at least 6 months after joining before you apply for a personal loan. So if they approved your application for membership, just wait a little bit. During that time, there are things you can do. There are a lot of things you can do. So basically, I've spoken to you about beefing up your NPR with them, but there are other avenues of involvement with PenFed. What I'm trying to say here is that trying to see if you can actually, if there are, see, the goal is for you to be known within PenFed. Whether you are working on, you are calling customer service, you're going to the branch, you're trying to have a personal banker, you want to establish a relationship that goes beyond money. In other words, they have to know you. They have to know you. Like basically, they have to know maybe your family, what kind of loans you're asking for. Because the more they know you, the better your chances of being approved. Let's say you want to apply for a $50,000 personal loan, and your personal banker already knows that you have a home improvement project, that your home has some problems, and that you will need the money for home improvement. Chances are you might be approved faster because they know what you're going to use the money for. They know you personally, or at least they know you a little bit about your private life. They know that you have a decent FICO score, that you're making good money. So the whole thing I'm trying to tell you here is that when we talk about membership, once you wait for 6 months, you need to start developing a relationship at a more personal level. I'm not asking you to tell them everything about your business. No, you don't have to divulge unnecessary private matters to them, but you want to give them a clue into why you need the money, okay, and how you make money, how you generate income. It's important. So a few pro tips here. First of all, wait for 6 months after you join. Number two, during that time, you want to beef up your banking with PenFed. Number three, you want a PenFed banker to know you. Okay, at least to know your plans for credit, to understand those plans, so that at the right time when you apply for the PenFed Personal Loan, that rep can actually carry your interest down to the credit committee and make sure that you are approved. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But I want to quickly recap here. So in today's conversation, I gave you 7 hacks that will help you get approved faster for the $50,000 PenFed Personal Loan. So you want to seek pre-approval. You want to look at your PenFed debt, your FICO score, your PenFed banking relationship, your income, your CUR, and your membership status. Thank you so much for your attention. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.